Hi! So we are going to do a read with me this week for my channel, and I am diving into the world of The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. So this book is one that I have seen all over Book Talk, all over BookTube as like a favorite of a lot of people. So I had it at my local library. It was just sitting on the shelf and I was like, you know what? I think I need to read it. So let's talk about the book itself, reading the synopsis. Okay. I'm not going to read the blurb. There we go. Okay. Lore has been living by her wits since she was a child, running poisons for the cartel that took her in, avoiding the attention of the law, and keeping her affinity for death magic a secret. Okay. Because mortem is rare and illicit commodity. Because mortem is a rare and illicit commodity, and using it could mean death. When a job goes wrong and Lore is captured by the sainted king's warrior monks, she expects a pyre. But King August has a different plan. Entire villages on the outskirts of the country have been dying. Oh my gosh, why can't I read? Have been dying overnight, seemingly at random. Lore can either use her magic to find out what's happening or die. And the king suspects his arrogant, handsome heir is behind it. Thrust into, so that's obviously the love interest, like straight up. Thrust into a lavish court where no one can be believed and even fewer can be trusted, Lore must navigate an intricate web of politics, religion, and forbidden romance. He's totally the love interest. And solve the king's mystery, a mystery more dangerous and twisted than Lore can even imagine. Okay, so that's super dramatic. I like it. It seemed like magic and death magic. That's something that I don't see a lot of in fiction, so that's going to be exciting. We've got magic, we've got politics, we've got forbidden romance, probably between her and the prince, so we shall see. And I will update when I get through more. Okay, so update. We definitely, so I think I got the romantic interest wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Gabriel, not the prince, because we have had 2 seconds with the prince, but something interesting that is happening that I wonder is going to become important later is she seems like she knows the individuals, like she knows Gabriel, she knows the prince, like she feels like she's got an emotional connection with them. But so let me break down a little bit. So Lore, the main character, she is a magic user, and there's something weird with her magic that she's able to do it at such like an intense level. And normally magic users are killed or sent to the Burnt Isles, which sounds like a slave camp kind of thing. And she gets caught in the middle of a poison run, which is like their version of drugs, which also elongates their life. It was explained at the beginning, and I don't totally understand it, to be honest. But it somehow, the poison will elongate people's lives to the point that they become what they call revenants, which is kind of like skeletons that are living. And then there are some that can like turn to stone after a while. I don't totally understand it, but she uses her magic to get out, bringing a horse back to life, which is crazy. And it creates a big distraction. She runs off because she's been caught by the guards. But she gets cornered by these warriors. They're called the prey. Shoot, it's one of those words that I look at and I recognize, but I don't really read the whole word. Anyway, the warrior monks, who are like the main religion in the area, and she gets taken and then like presented with this option. You can either die, and all of the people that you grew up with you will die as well, or like her family and stuff, or you can be a spy for us because we believe that the prince is behind all these deaths, and that he's a traitor. So she obviously picks well, I don't want people to die, even though they betrayed me. There was a little bit of a thing at the beginning with one of her moms and betraying her to the prince, or to the king. So she chooses to be the spy, and so now we're going into the consecration, which on the 24th birthday of everyone, they are consecrated in some way. Normally it's a small little ceremony, not a big deal, but it's the prince's consecration. So that's a big deal. And for some reason they cut a big, actually on this side, they cut a big thing in his hand with like spikes going out to like be the sun. And I'm pretty sure it mirrors the moon cut that she has. But we'll see if that's important. I'm pretty sure it is, but we shall see. So that's kind of where we are right now. And yeah, I'll update later. Okay, I am, I don't know, 30% of the way through the book. I am 30% of the way through the Foxglove King, and I have some thoughts, but my first thing that I need to like get out is, because it's driving me crazy, is some predictions. First off, I think the traitor is the brother, the king's brother. I'm pretty sure it's Anton, and that he wants to be the king, and so he's doing this as some weird thing. So I think he's the traitor. And then I think Lore, Gabriel, Bastian, and Alina, whatever her name is, they're reincarnations of the gods who had existed before the gods fell day or whatever. So that's what I am predicting. I'm really enjoying this book, really enjoying this book. And if I wasn't so dang blasted tired, I'd probably be up until like 1 a.m. reading. But anyway, really enjoying this book, really loving the characters. Laura is hilarious, while at the same time being the type of character that I really connect with, which is someone who is deeply afraid of her own power, and she knows that the power is there, but it terrifies her. So I love it. I'm totally down for it. And I will update as I continue to read. I just needed to get that out, that's my prediction. They're the reincarnations of the gods. We'll find out if I'm right. Okay, so I am now this far. This is the front. This is the front. This far into the book. So we're not quite halfway through. She has used her necromantic powers. I'm not sure how to say that word. But she's used her powers to raise a victim from the dead, to ask them what happened, and the only thing the child did was say they've awakened, or they're coming, or something like that. Shoot, I don't remember what it was. But in like the next couple of scenes, she meets up with Bastian, who is the prince who she's supposed to be spying on, and of course who's super, super hot, but she's like attracted to him. But I love the way that this is written, because it's not written in one of those like syrupy, saccharine kind of sweet ways. It's written in a very honest, more realistic way, while at the same time having really beautiful descriptions. Not purple prose in any way, shape, or form, but just really beautiful descriptions of different things. So we've got Bastian, who is taking her away, like to just go on a little jaunt, and they end up going to the corral, like the stables, like for the horses, and he shows her that horse who she raised from the dead at the very beginning of the book as a distraction is still moving around, even though she withdrew her magic to animate him. So she's just discovered that. And it takes her literally an entire chapter to figure out that if she rose horse from the dead and he did not stay dead, what's happening to the child that she rose to ask questions about the attacks on the villages? Like, it took her an entire chapter, and I immediately, like, as soon as horse came in, I was like, oh no, the kid. But it took her a minute. It's okay. It's all right. She got there. The writing, I am really, really enjoying the writing in this. It's fairly easy to read, but it's not easy to read because it's simple, if that makes sense. It flows very well. That's why it's really easy to read, and I'm just loving it. And this is a library book, so I can't write in it, but I'm ordering my own copy of the book because I want to mark it up so bad, because it's just so good. It's like I want to highlight all these different ways that she's describing things. It's so beautiful. So I'm really, really enjoying it. We're not 50% of the way through yet, which is when I feel like there's going to be a turning point, because she is very attracted, Lore, the main character, Lore, is very attracted to Gabe, who is her cousin, her fake cousin, for the spying situation. He is a man of the cloth. He's also supposed to be celibate, which I think is going to be a thing. And then Bastian, who is the prince, who is also someone she recognizes. Like, both of these men, she feels like she recognizes them, and she doesn't know why. She can't figure out why she feels a draw towards them. And I've already told you, I think they're reincarnated versions of the gods. But like, we'll see what's happening there. But that's where I'm at, and they just snuck out, and Bastian caught them trying to sneak into the vault where the child was being kept, and he's like, well, I'll let you into the vault, but you have to come with me. So they are now at an illegal underground fighting ring where the prince is about to fight, and it's gonna get, I feel like it's gonna get spicy. And we're gonna learn why he knows so much about Lore, because he's not supposed to know who she is, and he knows a ton. At least he's hinting at knowing a ton. So we shall see what happens next. Oh, this is not good. But is he gonna recognize her? Oh, what a brat! The prince knew! Dude, I both like and hate this guy. Oh my gosh. I have to hide the next page, or I'm gonna like cheat and accidentally read ahead. Oh no! Oh no. No, I told you he would recognize her. But why? But what is the point of, oh my gosh, really? He's playing 4D chess right now. Now he's assumed the position.
Children don't seem to understand that I'm at a very climactic moment in my book, and I am about to lose my mind! He's about to lose her mind! Be careful!
Well, all right then.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn the volume down a little bit. Okay, update. I am over 50% of the way through the book, and she just channeled like a stupid crazy amount of mortem, and it like went into her body and stayed there, which is apparently very, very strange. Like, that's not supposed to happen. So she passed out, and a voice like in her own head talked about, like, when you ascend, it'll be different. They'll try to use you and make you more powerful. But like, I'm 100% now. She's a reincarnation. Either a reincarnation or the heir of some type of throne when it comes to the buried goddess, as well as Bastian and Gabriel. So I'm really, really loving it. The big reveal, like, I was at a like real climactic moment of her kind of like revealing to Bastian like what happened, that she was born in the catacombs, that she was kind of born with the magic inside her. She didn't die.
to be able to channel like this, and her magic is different, and she's never been able to really understand why, and she's kind of tried to shut it down her whole life. So that was like a real big climactic thing. And then of course we had our first almost kiss. I love the fact that the romance is a subplot for this story, that it is a background thing happening, because I think it would have really bugged me if the romance had been up front and center, because this story is so rich and it's so filled with so much gravitas and so many details about the world, that if it had been just a like romantic-y thing, I would have been really quite sad and upset. But that's where I am right now. So I'm probably, let's look. So I'm just over halfway, and it is wonderful. And I just went to the library and got book 2. And I am planning on buying these, because this her writing style, there are a couple of authors out there that write in such a way that makes me feel like I should just not try. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're reading an author and their writing is so good that you're just like, I can't write like this. So you can, like, this makes me feel like stupid, like I'm a baby. Anyway, Hannah Whiting, or is it Whiting or Whitting? Whitten. Hannah Whitten. Writing style is amazing. I absolutely love it. I'm really excited to finish this series, which the next book doesn't come out until next year, so that's going to be a minute. But I'm going to finish the second book, and then I'm going to try her other 2 that are currently out, and I'm very excited about that. But that's where we are. That's what we're doing. I will update probably when I finish. I'm going out tonight with my girlfriends. We haven't gotten together for a while, so we're going to hang out. Probably going to be a late night. Probably not going to be able to read until tomorrow, but hopefully I can finish it tomorrow. I am not a speed reader like some of the YouTubers out here. I definitely take my time reading. Anyway, I will give you an update then. Okay, bye.
The way that it ended, I am very pleased with. I feel like it was really well done. However, it was pretty chaotic for me to read the last little bit of the book. The things that I predicted early on totally happened. Anton is the one that was the betrayer. However, it was both Anton and August, which I thought was a little interesting, the way that interwove with each other. And the 3 of them are not reincarnations, they're avatars. So the difference between a reincarnation and an avatar, a reincarnation is the actual person, and an avatar is someone who fully embodies that God. So the 3 of them, Gabriel, Lore, and Bastien, are all avatars of the different gods. And it sounds like there's more gods that are going to come in and recreate the human ascension to godhood, and like create a whole nother like cycle. So whatever that means. And there was a lot of information that was left unanswered, like questions left unanswered, a lot of information just kind of dangling out there that we don't really understand. And it was very, very obvious that as I got closer to the end of the book, I'm like, okay, this is not going to wrap up any real questions. But we end the book where they figure out what's going on with Anton and August. Well, they think they do, that they've figured it out. And Gabriel betrays them. Gabe betrays Lore and Bastien, and they have to go through with this like ritual thing that's supposed to be interrupted before anybody gets hurt, and it's supposed to transfer all the power from Lore and Bastien into August. Well, that is subverted. However, Anton takes Lore and is going to go kill her and like sacrifice her essentially, because she is the avatar of Nyxara, and that apparently is the worst possible thing, and it's going to create a lot of death and destruction if she continues to grow in power and she becomes the full avatar of Nyxara. So that's kind of where it ends. The king, well, I guess not really the ends. The king is killed, August is killed, and Bastien ends up ascending to the throne. They stop Anton from committing the destruction of Lore. I don't like trying to say it delicately. And they, sorry, children just walked in. Destruction of Lore. Oh yeah. And the very end of the book, Gabe had been sent to kind of jail for a little while because they didn't really know what to do with him because he technically did betray them. So he brings Gabe out and offers him to be the head, like, priest guy. Hold on. The priest exultant, I think. I mean, let's just open up the book here and find out. Yep, priest exalted. So we have the king, the Hemlock Queen as she is being called in the court, who is Lore, and the priest exalted, ending with the book. And we still, like, we know now why they are connected to each other, why they've always been connected to each other is because they're the avatars. And so probably other avatars would have been picked at different times. But the one thing that I feel like was not explained all that much is that Gabe is, like, who is Gabe? Like, what god? I'm pretty sure Gabe is the god of fire. Like the avatar of the god of fire, but we don't really know. They haven't talked about it all that much. They haven't, like, explicitly discussed, like, which gods or who and whatever. We know that Apollonius is Bastion, and Nyxara is Lore. So we think, I'm pretty sure that the fire god, which he was only mentioned like twice in the book by name, is who he is. Final thoughts on the Foxglove King. I really, really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars. It's definitely one I'm reading the next one of. However, that is going to be a different video because this video is already way too long. So I want to thank you for joining me on my Read With Me journey. And remember, you are worthy, you are loved, and happy reading.